Recreational Love is the first album in 5 years by the Bird and the Bee. The lead singer of the group, Anara George, joins us now on We Found Your Music.
Hi.
I know that you and Greg, well, you have a family, and I believe Greg does also.
He does, yeah.
It's been a good 5 years, so kind of what has changed, and what do you feel you accomplished on this album?
Well, I think we're excited to just finish something. In terms of like what we accomplished, I mean, yes, we have family. Greg has a very full career as a writer, a producer. I think that for us, like making the music together has always been something that we enjoy doing, and I think and putting it out is something we enjoyed. We like to share it with people. I don't know in terms of like accomplished. I feel like I think just making something that we like is probably the biggest accomplishment. You know, like being kind of tying it all up together and feeling good about giving it up to the world is probably the biggest accomplishment.
Sure. Yeah. So you and Greg Kirsten, how did you two first start working together?
We met through Mike Andrews, who produced my first solo record. And we just sort of hit it off, and we started writing songs, and Greg was interested in writing for other people and producing for other people because he'd been on the road so much with other bands, and he wanted to start to, like make his own thing and stay home. And so I think initially we sort of got together with the idea of writing for other people, and then we were like, oh, we like these songs, and then we made a whole record, and it sort of had a life of its own.
It just kind of made music for fun, and it just turned into something on its own.
Yeah, and it continues to be fun because we can't make it our first priority.
Right.
It's just not. It's not realistic for us.
You and Greg share a common interest in the band Hall & Oates.
Yes.
You guys decided to put a full covers album out.
Yes.
How do you feel about, you got such a positive response, and then so much that you performed it at the El Rey and then the Hollywood Bowl, right?
Well, we didn't do all of the Hall & Oates of Hollywood. I think we played a couple songs. We did one show where we played all of the songs, I think, from the Hall & Oates record, which was at the El Rey, and John Oates came, and I was really pregnant. Yes. Which was really hard because it's hard to sing when you're pregnant, and especially when you're trying to imitate Daryl Hall, who's an incredibly agile singer. So, but it was super fun. I have a great picture from it, which I always tell my son, like, that's you. Yeah, I think that's the thing about the Bird and the Bee is like it is just it's really kind of a labor of love. And so when we do stuff like the Hall & Oates cover record, it really just came from kind of a fun, like, wouldn't this be fun if we just did, it's like you sort of dream your project, and we are not worried about, like being too cool or I think it's really just a coming from like what would be fun for us to do. That I think our level of joy is kind of guides us in terms of what we want to do and how,
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be doing any other cover albums along the way?
Yes, we have one in mind. We're toying with, but we don't talk about it until we get into it because it could change. It's sometimes covers are tricky. Like if you think it's going to be a good idea, and then you do it, and you're like, God, this is not working out. So we sort of, and also we don't want to spoil it. We want to save the idea. But
if it comes naturally, which seems like everything does with the Bird and the Bee.
That's a nice way to put it. It does feel like it just sort of, has to be natural or else it doesn't work. So
how did you guys settle on the name The Bird and the Bee?
It's a pretty lame story. We had written our record. We had actually had a different name. We were calling ourselves The Falling Leaves, but we found, because there's a a standard called Autumn Leaves, and there's the first line is, or no, the second line, I can't remember. The line in that song is The Falling Leaves. So we decided The Falling Leaves, and then we discovered there was another band called The Falling Leaves. So we were like, what do we call ourselves? And we had a song called The Birds and the Bees. And I think I was like, how about The Bird and the Bee? And Greg said, that sounds good. And we didn't even consider that someone might think I'm a bird or a bee and he's a bird. You know, we didn't realize like, oh yes, that sounds like a duo. And we really had no thought of, we weren't pre-thinking anything. It's sort of
everything comes naturally.
Yeah, I guess so. We're just like, oh, that sounds like a good idea, and then we just did it. Yeah.
Cool. So you just recently played a really cool show downtown at the Ace Theater.
Oh, thank you. That was fun.
Packed that place.
That place is so beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
Yeah, I was so surprised. I think that's why I love LA so much, is that it has these hidden surprises you would never know. Yeah.
So it was a really strong live show with, you know, the full band. You guys have really figured it out. It's a good, diverse, full live show. How long did it kind of take for you guys to get there to feel strong as a full band?
We have a lot of different incarnations of how we can do it, because in this day and age, it's very difficult to play with a full band financially. So we have different versions of, you know, like the last tour, I think we just had background singers who played instruments as well, and then just backing tracks. And that's how we played we had a show in New York just recently. We played like that. And then we have the full band, which is so much fun. But it's like the price of it is prohibitive. So and when we first started playing, we did have a full band. But I think we played that. Now we have like a full band, and we use some of the backing tracks we use the sounds from the record. I think we've like ironed it out. I don't know. I mean, that's more of Greg's department. I get the girls together and the backing vocals, and that's my job. And then he kind of gets the sonic element of the shows together. But
well, whatever you're doing, the crowd goes wild. You know,
well, thank you.
And they're singing every word. You know, what does that mean to you? Just
it's never gets old. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Super fun.
What are some of your favorite songs to perform live?
Well, you know, I love the pared down stuff. I mean, I think the thing that about Greg, when I get to write with him and record with him, that's an amazing thing, because to watch him in the studio is kind of an unreal thing, because he has like a crazy ability. Not only does he have a great ear, but his playing ability is kind of you don't meet many people
Prodigy.
like him. Yeah, kind of.
Lovely.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
Well, to put it literally, I guess.
Yeah. And then when you get to put that into like a real life situation, it's I don't take it lightly. Like, to be able to play with somebody where you have like sort of such a cohesive interaction. I mean, that's an amazing part. And then to play songs that are just fun to sing or play. I mean, I'm trying to think of like on the new record.
Well, I mean, like, you know, you definitely get down with the crowd. There's a lot of fun songs where, you know, you're really dancing all over the stage. Like,
yeah.
I should know it. The Japan one.
Love Letter to Japan.
People go nuts.
I know. It was funny because we wrote that song. We were like, this is such a ridiculous song. And then people just go crazy for that song. I guess it's that thing.
That was one of my favorites live, just because
really?
just like the interaction is unreal.
I know, the people really go nuts for that
it's
song.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of other songs that I'd like to sing. It's like, it depends on what you're interested, like what you're wanting to get out of it. You know, sometimes like singing kind of a more torch song is really fun vocally, but then singing a song where it's more getting the crowd more engaged is really fun.
Of course.
It just depends on what you're wanting.
Cool. So you have another show coming up that
yes.
we can look forward to.
Yes.
Where's it gonna be?
It's in Pasadena. Pasadena at the. I always get the name wrong.
It's confusing, but it's the Taste of South Lake Festival.
In
Pasadena.
Yeah.
And you're the headliner.
Yes.
So early show, which is cool.
I love it, and my kids can come.
Yeah, it's open to all ages and it's free.
Yeah.
So like, what's not to love? So
yeah.
Saturday, the 10th of October.
Saturday,
at 4 o'clock.
And it's David Lee Roth's birthday.
Okay, cool. So there'll be a lot of good covers, especially Diamond Dave.
I think we're gonna get it together.
Yeah.
We could not. Like, it could totally be possible that we don't get it together, but I'm feeling like we'll do it.
No promises, but we'll hope for it.
But yeah, we didn't get that one together for the other shows. The vocals are really complicated for that.
Right.
And we just didn't do it. But I think maybe we know the other songs now, so putting a new song in is not as hard.
Well, at least we'll expect a Hall & Oates cover.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
Cool. So thank you so much for stopping by the studio, Nara.
My pleasure. Thanks
and again, the album is Recreational Love.
Yes.
Lots of hits on there.
Pretty
funny music video too.
We have a new one coming out.
Really? For which one?
Recreational Love.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And I think it's pretty funny.
I'm sure it is. You guys have a good sense of humor. All right, cool. Well, actually, where can people find your music? Where's the best place?
I guess Spotify is a good one. Apple, iTunes, right? Amazon. I mean, anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
So just the Bird and the Bee. You have a website?
Birdandthebee.com.
Cool.
Thebirdandthebee.com.
There we go. If you haven't heard of this band, go run and check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Cool. Nara George from Bird and the Bee on We Found New Music.